The Gyroball is considered a phantom pitch in baseball because of how rarely it is seen on the mound, given how few pitchers, which in the MLB today is none, throw it. The full roller is considered a funky release in bowling because of how rarely it is seen on the lanes, given how few bowlers, only one in the PBA today, throw it. The similarities go further too, and at a surprising level of depth. Because the other thing in common is the mechanics of both releases. Based on my research, the hand position at the point of release for both the Gyroball and full roller is on the side of the ball. The tip of the thumb pointing forward horizontally, and the ball spins in the same way when they are released. The axis of spin in line with ball direction instead of perpendicular to it. There is no difference in the way the ball is gripped in order to throw it too. The Gyroball grip is the same as the fastball grip. The full roller grip is the same as a standard fingertip grip. Basically, with both the Gyroball and full roller, the ball spirals like a bullet fired out of a gun, which is why the Gyroball is called the bullet ball in Mandarin. Also, to most people, the Gyroball and full roller look very similar to other types of more conventional releases. Allow me to demonstrate using a soft baseball. I'm going to throw it with both hands, with the same grip in each hand, both overhand like in baseball and underhand like in bowling, so you can see for yourself the difference between a conventional and full roller or Gyroball release. Let's start with the overhand throw with my left hand. Pay attention to the labels on the ball, specifically how they are rotating out of my hand. You'll notice that the two labels are both rolling over themselves. Now watch me do the exact same thing using my right hand. Same fastball style pitch, same way I'm holding the ball. And look at how those labels are moving this time. Only one of those labels is rolling over itself. The other one, the one I'm facing the camera with, is purely rotating in place. Now, the Gyroball is frequently considered a wax slider, given the ball seems to spin side to side as it is moving forward. But have a look at a wax slider I throw with my left hand. Both the labels are still rolling over themselves. Now if you're thinking that's because I don't even play baseball, have a look at an MLB pitcher slider. And not just any MLB pitcher, one of the greatest sliders in the game, and one of the greatest pitchers full stop ever, 2020 World Series champion Clayton Kershaw. What you'll notice is that the slider and Gyroball actually spin on different axes. To come back to bowling, have a look at how differently the ball spins when I release it, how I do it in bowling with either hand. This is also basically where the similarities end, as how they can be applied to their respective sports cannot be more different, especially in terms of whether using it gives you a competitive advantage in their respective sports. In baseball, variety is theoretically a good thing for pitchers. The more pitches you can throw effectively, the more you can keep batters guessing and whiffing your pitches. The Gyroball grip, as mentioned earlier, is the same as that of a fastball. The ball seems to spin like a slider, yet behaves differently to both of them. Being able to throw a Gyroball on purpose can give pitchers a competitive advantage as another trick in the bag to baffle your opponents with, especially when they aren't prepared for it, given how rarely they have to face it. The caveat is in the phrase "in theory" though, as I shall try to explain in another video. In bowling, however, throwing full roller is a disadvantage in both theory and practice, as it actually reduces variety instead of adding to it. Firstly, because of the unique characteristics of the sport, where you throw a very heavy, usually mass bias ball underhand with your grip straight into the ball. The mass bias and requirement for grips to be drilled into the ball means there is no switching grips, unless you drill one ball in a conventional layout and another identical ball full roller. Even then you have to throw the conventional ball conventionally and the full roller ball full roller. There's no throwing a conventional ball full roller and full roller ball conventional. Well, you can, but because you're facing the exact same 10 sticks of wood each time instead of human opponents, the only person you will surprise with the behavior of the ball is yourself, at least based on my own experience. I've never thrown a full roller ball conventionally for reasons I will explain in another video, so I don't know exactly what would happen. But I've let a friend who throws conventional throw my full roller ball, and its reaction on the lane was pretty extreme. It made a wet dry lane look burnt on one board and flooded the other, either massively overhooking or not hooking at all, despite the ball being thrown on roughly the same line. I have thrown conventionally drilled balls full roller though. What I can tell you quite definitely is that the expensive, solid, asymmetrical stuff is by far the least suited to being thrown this way. I bought a Track 912T, supposedly the strongest trackball at the time, drilled it for supposed maximum hook, and the only time I did well using it was when I threw it the same line as my opponents on other lanes were throwing their Storm Naturals. Yep, the maximum performance I got from a ball supposed to be top of the performance ladder was closer to urethane. I tried a Brunswick battering Siege too. My friend throwing an original Siege, the Pearl version of basically the same ball, outhooked me on the same lane despite my higher rev rate and slower ball speed. So yep, throwing a conventionally drilled ball full roller, especially solid asymmetrical ones, can turn them into massively expensive, glorified spare balls. I have also converted conventional layouts to full roller, so I can tell you that for most types of balls, doing so makes them more predictable. The hybrid asymmetrical Storm lock hooked more and more consistently after I converted it from conventional to full roller. My Pearl symmetrical IQ Tour Pearl gave me higher one-game scores in conventional layout, but finding consistency with it was difficult, to say the least. While it did give me my 10-pin high score of 286, most of my 10-bagger was unexpected, and the next 3 shots I threw all split, despite me throwing almost exactly the same. After converting it, I've never hit 10 in a row again, but at least I wasn't scoring 281 game and 130 the next anymore. And I won't throw the same line, the same speed and revs to get a strike one frame and a split the next. And between averaging 210 by hitting close to that figure every game and throwing 270 one game and 150 the other, I know what I prefer. So yeah, while the full roller is the Gyroball of Bowling, it's not quite the unhittable magic pitch in baseball more commonly seen in anime than in real life. It's more of a curse in fact. Which is why coaches want to fix full rollers back into using a conventional release. But is this even possible? Stay tuned to my next video to find out. If you enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe to my channel and share it with your people. This is the Foker striking out.